it's your girl Jay, and welcome to Daily Dose. For today, we calling out the fakes! Yeah! So currently the site Koreaboo has kind of been on the naughty list, I would say, when it comes to international fans. For those of you who don't know, Koreaboo is an English-speaking Korean news site, kind of like your all K-pop, where they just put out different stories concerning idols and things of the sort. So recently, they kind of fallen out of international fans' favor due to their frequent use of clickbaity titles and stories that are clearly meant to trigger fan wars among different fandoms. Now, K-pop fans have been calling them out on this for a while and saying criticisms. However, this is the first time when an actual other K-pop news site is calling them out. So Pannchoa is one of many translation sites, others being Netizen Buzz and K-pop K-fans. And basically the point of Pannchoa and sites like this is that it's meant to kind of give international fans insight into, you know, how their idols may be kind of perceived over in Korea, and they translate, you know, Korean comments on different trending topics. Now, the reason why Pannchoa is calling out Koreaboo is because Koreaboo has been using Pannchoa's translations and translations of other translation sites, posting them up as articles and claiming that they're translating these things by themselves. So Pannchoa realized that this was happening and decided to nicely ask Koreaboo in a statement to basically just credit them. Like, they weren't asking them to take it down, they weren't asking them, you know, they weren't trying to sue them or whatever, they were just asking them for credit. But even as to this date, and because this was a long time ago, this was like January 15th when they called out Koreaboo, Koreaboo still hasn't responded and really made any acknowledgement of Pannchoa's grievance. So some of you may be wondering, how does Pannchoa know that Koreaboo is specifically taking their translations? And for those of you who do frequent these translation sites, you probably know that they actually do tend to overlap in terms of articles that they translate. Well, Pannchoa was like, oh, don't worry, we came with receipts, because they actually have an article up on their site now, basically pointing out specific instances and evidence of Koreaboo lifting their translations. So it's actually pretty interesting. So I will actually recommend you guys check out the article yourself. But I just wanted to highlight some of the evidence. One being that one of the tactics that Koreaboo actually uses to cover the fact that they're just lifting these translations from Pannchoa is that they'll take the translations that Pannchoa do and kind of rephrase them so they're not just copying the translations verbatim. However, as Pannchoa pointed out, that sometimes this rephrasing can actually lead to them changing the meaning as compared to the original text. So if you compare Koreaboo's translation to what the original Korean comments or stories were about, they actually don't mean the same thing. You can tell that Koreaboo did not look or reference the original articles at all. There was actually another instance when Pannchoa actually made a mistake in their translations. In it, they refer to other iKON members as iKON member Jin Hwan's Hyung. So for those of you guys who don't know iKON, Jin Hwan is actually the oldest member, so he doesn't have any Hyung. However, in the Koreaboo translation, they take that mistranslation and mention Jin Hwan's Hyung. So it's just really, really interesting. And personally, I think that the least Koreaboo can do is credit them. It's really not that hard, and honestly, there's nothing wrong with taking translations as long as you properly credit them. Like, I think Pannchoa, the thing that irks me is that Pannchoa is not really asking for much. They're just asking for like a credit or a link back to their site. And what's actually really, really cool about Pannchoa is that they're not only standing up for themselves, but they're kind of giving a nod to like Netizen Buzz and other translation sites that they've noticed that Koreaboo has been lifting from, and just ask that they can credit, but Koreaboo has yet to respond. I feel like Koreaboo is slowly, you know, getting a really bad rep among international fans just because all these shady things that seem to surround the company. So I feel like if they want to keep a clear slate, they should probably just go ahead and credit. But that's my thoughts of the issue, and as always, guys, I want to ask yours. What do you think about Koreaboo? What's your favorite translation site or site to get K-pop news? Let me know down below, and see you next time on Daily Dose. Bye-bye.